lot of bullshit going on down here.
No bullshit. No bullshit. No bullshit.
Public, let's just start breaking this. No more bullshit. No more bullshit.
No bullshit.
So kiss me and smile to me. Tell me that you wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go.
I think Karen already corrected you.
'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Everybody.
Well, where are we at? So leaving on a jet plane. Karen, you know the words.
Come on, help us. Get turn on that shit.
When I'll be back again. I don't have the words in front of me.
Oh, babe, I hate to go. I love you, Mom. My mom used to sing that song when I was a boy. I remember Rainy Sunday was on 8-track. She has such a beautiful voice.
Oh, it's nice.
Just a beautiful voice. Can you turn that down now? I don't want that today. That was getting all over my John Denver, man. Okay, listen. Welcome to Controlled Chaos. It moves through here, people, and you know it. The news comes out of this basement.
Lower level.
Thank you, Karen. Ding! Out of the garden mezzanine. Whitmer's $40,000 secret plane ride. We'll unpack that cargo. We'll do that. And listen, by the way, I got to say this. Stop it. I got to live here too. You know what? When I get this bullshit messages from the lovers, it's not a story, right, Karen? It's not a story.
Or it's petty, or you guys should move on. It's not that big of a deal.
Get the fuck on out of here. Like, I could take Whitmer's name out of that, right? And put Trump's name in it, these reactions, and y'all sound like MAGA hat wearers. We're in the middle here. We're doing our job. You hate us in November, you love us in May. You loved us in November, you hate us in May.
And Charlie, if it weren't a big deal, then I'll give her that if there were security concerns and she didn't want to talk about it prior or before she left, there's no reason not to come clean now and take the air out of a story. So if there's nothing to hide, there would be no reason to fall on the no comment or I'm not going to talk about it. That's inexcusable. It is.
Hell yeah, it is. That's a $40,000 ask. Y'all want that? Do you remember when Trump in the middle of COVID, just before the Bob Woodward book, The Revelations, come out, that he was downplaying COVID, and he secretly got on Rupert Murdoch's jet and went off for the weekend to his golf course in Aberdeen, Scotland. Do you remember that? Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Oh, what?
It didn't happen. I'm just making a point.
It's
what
very
if that had happened?
It's very believable.
Of course it is. And he'd get fucking murdered, and he should have been murdered.
There's a lot of similarities between the two and how they handle things. A lot.
Like what?
Well, you know what? I think there's a little bit of playing the victim here, right? You know, we kind of in America used to be able to make a mistake, own up to it, move forward, fix it, move forward. Now it's more playing the victim and why you did it and why everything happened. You know, Trump was always, the media is the enemy of the people, or the Democrats just don't like anything I do. And these Republicans don't, and it's always somebody else's fault. Never apologized. A lot of people like that about him. We see that out of her. It's the Supreme Court of Michigan's fault. It's the legislature's fault. And now it's a white supremacist website. It's a lot of I am a victim.
Yeah. Partisan attack.
It drives me up a wall.
Partisan attack. It's called journalism. Get used to it. If nobody else wants to do it, we'll do it out of the basement.
Lower level.
Garden mezzanine. Thank you, Karen. Oh, and by the way, before we get going, why? Look at this. And if you can't see it, let me describe. Karen's got some dead flowers in the background. She's wearing. They look dead. They don't look like that sunroom you were showing off last night on Let It Rip.
Oh yeah, let's check it. Let's see what.
Look what she's wearing. Velour. See this? Look at that funky couch, like cool carpet, plants. Wow. What are we getting for this show?
At least we get a very happy Karen, right?
Yes, and I can relax. I'm comfortable. I'm enjoying myself, even though I'm losing my voice. So this is me. This is me. Nipsey Hussle over my shoulder. I'm good. I'm good.
And what was cool about Let It Rip was because, like, I don't have to, like, keep a train rolling here like a program, right? Mm-hmm. So I actually got to listen to you. You're fucking brilliant.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah,
I appreciate that coming from you. But Charlie, are we ready to start this conversation? Because if so, I've got some questions.
Okay, hold on there. Let me get the rest of the show in here. Okay. Also, speaking of taking some money, Detroit City Councilman Gabe Leland pleads guilty for taking cash and car repairs from Bob Carmack, friend of the show. He resigns his seat. His lawyer, Steve Fishman, will join us. Steve, one of the top-notch defense attorneys in the United States, who would win a whole lot more cases if he actually defended people that were innocent. That's what I said. But he got a nice deal for Gabe. Red was going to go knock on
Gabe Leland's
Gutter Pants Gabe's door, but his phone bagged out. He'll be in studio a little bit later. And hit it.
Oh, yeah, this is huge.
Breaking news. A big half-baked exclusive. This is going to be huge. It's almost 100% confirmed except for the person, him or herself. Who's going to run against Whitmer?
It's big.
It's huge.
It's big.
And it's growing.
It's growing. And I'm getting it through the political transom. Phone's up all night. Karen, you're getting calls. We won't say from where. Wait. Don't give it away. So remember, share. It all goes through here. Nonpartisan, no bullshit. We get it done.
This would be a very interesting election.
With a cell phone, a legal pad, a pack of cigarettes, and a clean pair of underpants. That's how we do it in the No Bullshit News Hour. And it's accurate. Oh, and listen, you snot-nosed kid working for Whitmer. Don't you put bullshit out the story's inaccurate and then never tell me what's inaccurate. You haven't returned the call. Listen, son, this is how it works in big media. You might have gone to Michigan State. I went to the University of the New York Times. I
went to Michigan State. Okay.
That's cool. I'm praising you. That's a big thing.
Well, he's got a lot to learn.
Don't do it, dude. Don't do it.
What happens when you're 12?
Ask those around you, man. Never call me a liar. I hate that shit. Or a white nationalist or a partisan. Answer the fucking questions. We are the people. That's our seat. There's you know what? There's the lower classes monetarily. There's the middle class. There's the upper class, the elite. And then there's the bureaucracy class, the bureaucratic class. It doesn't belong to you. You don't sit in there. You know what the bureaucracy is? It's a couple guys with engineering degrees and a bunch of failed lawyers getting in the way to people's business and walking around like they mean something. Like they're getting deals done.
Yeah. And we saw it really fall apart for her, man, with this whole lie. It is a lie. I don't know why more people haven't just painted it as a lie. She is lying about the trip.
And who wrote her lies? Who wrote her into a corner?
They did.
Her crack communication staff.
The first one that pops in my head is that, and because I had talked to you a little bit about this, because I don't understand how most of this works, but it's a personal trip. They said that.
Yep.
They said it was a personal trip.
Locked in, personal trip. Going to see daddy who's chronically ill. Nice one.
And she paid for it.
No, the taxpayer did not pay for it.
That's what they said, yes.
Nice and clever.
Yeah. But now it's coming back to bite her in the ass because who paid for it?
Well,
right?
It's me sitting in my basement in my underpants. Those Manscaped underpants are quite nice.
Oh, yeah, they feel good. Yeah.
Free shout out to them. And I'm like, exactly that. Last week I was doing that on national TV. Who paid for it? Simple question. We'll get to it. We're going to get to Gabe Leland. We're going to get to the big, half-baked, semi-exclusive and try to reach said person live so you can see how this works, people. But first, as always, the No Bullshit News Hour is brought to you by American Coney Island. The proprietress, Grace Karros, who has been asked to join the Small Business Administration Group. You know why? Because I don't think there's any small business owners on the Small Business Association board. You're not feeling the pain. Who's actually speaking for the people? Who's from the people? Who's a small business we can't afford to lose? Who? Yours. You. So I think Ms. Karros has been asked to in some way be a face or a voice because small business where it's at, people. No bullshit. What are you doing? Mongo? Yeah. We're going to have Adolph Mongo on, political analyst Adolph Mongo. So support. Share. Go to American Coney Island at the corner of Lafayette and Michigan Avenue downtown. The inventors of the Coney dog, the original in the world. Or you can get a Coney kit. Go to AmericanConeyIsland.com. And you ready for me? Yes. Give me Luke. Oh!
Broad Alliance Associates Incorporated, separately owned and operated.
Remember, if you're not a member of the elite, can get themselves lifetime health care at 60 years old after working for 5 years for the government. How nice would that be? You don't got that. You actually got to work. So how you going to pay for that? You all know what health care is doing? How you going to grow your ass?
Yeah, and you don't have these cushy pensions.
Exactly.
People in the public sector do.
What if you're a copper and they took a little bit? They took your cost of living
You got to
adjustment.
do it yourself. Better yet, you got to have Luke do it for you.
And don't wait till you don't have. That's the message today. Call 248-663-4748. Luke Nowacki. Talking about annuities and retirement accounts and college saving plans for the kids. Stocks and bonds. Make the call now. Your politicians and your children are dependent on you. Luke Nowacki at Royal Alliance Associates.
Stop by.
248-663-4748.
After all, I am talking about the Royal Alliance Associates Incorporated.
Maurice Davis, King of the Party Blues, seeking re-election in Ward 2 in Flint. Hello, Flint.
Well, good job on figuring out when she went down to Florida and how she got there and who paid for it.
Is that a question?
And how long she was there.
No, it's kudos. I'm throwing it to you. It is. It was really good work. And my next question is, so she claims she paid for it. Did she really write these people a check?
Well, let's get ahead of ourselves, right?
Okay.
Some people might not know. So what are you asking? Put it in a position where you can encapsulate the story while you ask me that question.
How did she get to Florida?
How did Gretchen Whitmer get to Florida?
Yes.
Gretchen Whitmer's people got a list of people that own planes, rich people that own planes, and they make calls when she needs an airplane. This time, she went down the list, and it was 3 very prominent Republicans here in southeastern Michigan that co-own a plane. The Cotton family, which are Meridian Healthcare, right? Medicaid, Medicare health plans, very rich, business in front of the state. PVC Chemicals, the Nicholson family.
Okay.
Okay, they share the jet. And the Maroon family.
We
You know,
that
the
name.
Ambassador Bridge.
Everyone knows that name. Yep.
Very big Republicans. Millions a year to Republican causes. That's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So the Democratic governor, people reach out, I need a jet to go see daddy. Why she didn't get a charter, I don't know. A charter for a 21-seat Gulfstream, which is what this is, round trip, look it up on Google, it's $40,000. It's $40,000. So what are these Republicans going to say? Here's what they told me. I don't know why she didn't charter her own flight, but when the governor, I want any fucking trouble, she take the jet.
Yeah, she's got a lot of power.
Yeah.
They have to say yes.
$40,000 is a fuckload.
Wow.
As an ask?
Boy, she misread that.
Where's the check? I don't know about you. No big deal to you. Big deal to me. I don't like my government officials asking for $40,000 ask. Just go book it yourself.
Charlie, think about this too. You know, her dad was a big wig Blue Cross Blue Shield. So these are relationships that I'm sure he already had. So for her to say, you know, hey, I want to go see my dad. I mean, that connection is lending support to that favor being delivered as well.
Hey, Adolph, you on?
I'm on.
Oh, hey, man, what do you, Adolph Mongo, longtime political consultant. The guy really, when I got here, showed me the ropes, showed me what was really going on, told me the history. You know, I'm forever indebted to you for that, my friend. You've worked with Granholm. You worked when Feiger got the nomination. So you know what you're talking about. What do you make of a $40,000 gift like that?
But listen, as soon as she got on the plane, she owed all three of them a favor. I don't care if she gave them 40,000, 20,000. It just don't look good. Kwame Kilpatrick went to jail because he flew on Tony Suave plane several times. You can't do that. If she went to see her sick daddy, I guess he wasn't that sick. That's not political, so she couldn't pay it out of her campaign fund. She could have got her own charter. I agree that she can't catch a regular flight, but she should have paid for it herself. Not ask these folks who doing business with the state of Michigan. And three Republicans, you know she owed them big time. She don't need to write them a check because what she already did, she need to pay back her debt to them. They don't want a check. What is a check to Matthew Maroon or James Nicholson or the other guy, Cotton? Nothing. Zero. They want some favors. And they got it. As soon as she got on the plane, she owed them.
So is that Adolph? Is that all theater then? Writing this check, does it not get cashed? Does it? I mean, it fulfills her duty, but
Yeah, that's what I learned, Adolph, calling around to a shitload of lobby. I worked 100 hours on this to make it simple and solid. Here's what I learned, Adolph. Yeah, there's the okey doke. I wrote you a check. It's expected never to be cashed.
Oh, listen, it's like buying some rich person condo that's worth $40 million. You give them $100,000 for it. Yeah, that's what it is. Listen, this is like the navigator, the Kilpatrick administration. The more you ask the questions, the different answers you're gonna get. Just come out and say you fucked up. It was a mistake, etc. But she owes them big time. She got in bed with three prominent Republicans. I wonder what the conversation was. And where was her bodyguards? Were they on the plane or did they get paid to fly ahead?
yeah, that's a great question because as Charlie exposed last weekend, we know that they didn't contact the Florida State Police. So are we led to believe that there was no state police, there was no advance team that went down there and did what they usually would do?
Who else was on the plane? Hey, Adolph, but who else was on the plane?
Yeah,
Who knows? They had a little powwow. What is it? 3 hours flight. Hey, listen, the game plan. People forget that Whitmer is a child of Blue Cross, prominent Republican.
Yeah, her dad.
Yes. So I am not surprised that she done got in bed with them.
I'm just stunned because look, she wrote herself into a corner. Then there's just the small little lies that come along with it, right?
Yes.
Such as I was gone just 2 days. Well, I got the flight logs. You were wheels up 7 a.m. on Friday, and you came back wheels down 7 p.m. on Monday.
Yeah, those days count. Those aren't travel days.
That's 3.5 days, I guess. It's
That's 4 days. Yeah.
Did it cost the taxpayers money? Well, what do you think those troopers are going down there?
It cost them money, but the game plan was: did her father meet with Nicholson, meet with Maroon, meet with Cotton? What was going on? Listen, yeah, I lived at a time when Coleman Young was flying his own city jet and he got beat up, but at least he wasn't being bribed by somebody with a jet. There's no question. The taxpayers paid for that. We knew where that was coming from. We don't know where what kind of deal was made on this plane. 3 hours there and 3 hours back.
And maybe no deal was made. You know, I don't make any leaps. Maybe no deal was made.
There was some deals. There's some deals made.
This is some bullshit, man. It's our chair.
Yeah.
And I got a real problem with somebody taking a $40,000 junket and then coming back here and telling me Florida was so dangerous that I'm not going to forbid you from going, but you shouldn't go. And then everybody else in the office beats it down to Margaritaville. It's hypocritical. Yeah. It's poor leadership. And now there's a money element to it. And I'm not saying it's illegal and I'm not saying it's legal, but it's bullshit. And you know, if Trump did it, we'd be rightly up his ass. And imagine that scenario. You think his ass hairs are orange too?
Well, you know, Trump did a whole lot of shit. So, but she wants to outdo him. You know, she's your governor.
Adolf, how do you think she gets out of this now? Like, what's the next lie going to be?
Well, let's reframe that for a second, because we got a real political guy here. Adolf,
how would he handle?
Teach these kids that she has. And by the way, kids, answer me. Adolf, what's the strategy going forward here? What would you advise the governor to do?
Be upfront. Say you fucked up. A mistake. And get past it. Because the more you run from this, the more legs that you have. This shit can go on and on and on. You might find something else that happened on the way to sunny West Palm Beach.
Or where you might have stayed.
That's true.
Like, again, I don't know what she's used to. I don't know what she's used. But Adolf, Karen, Mark, you grew up in a time here when the media was very vigorous. In fact, they were so vigorous, they were called the press. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're not afraid of this. They're doing the people's business. And so I'm going to keep going. I think you learned that. And here you go. Go ahead.
You got a bunch of $12 an hour reporters covering news in Detroit on these stations. They don't know the community, they don't know the players, and they don't know a good story if it smacks them right in the middle of the face. So this is what you're dealing with. There's no investigative reporters at the main newspapers. At a time when you had the news and the free press actually had competition against each other, and the anchor people and the reporters from the TV stations did dislike each other, and they all went for the jugular vein and tried to get the real news out there. You don't have that anymore. You know, all they waiting on is a press release. I was a newspaper reporter, and when you got punished for not being out and about looking for stories, they gave you a bunch of press releases to write some bullshit stories, and that's what they doing. You know, so whatever they release from the governor's office, you'll see mainly with TV news, they're going to follow suit and say it's much to do about nothing. You see, they won't even touch it right now.
Here's the thing, Karen. Here's the reputational thing. You're starting to get an idea, right, of the dithering and the misdirection and the contracts that were going on early and all of that. Remember, the director of health, I report that. She goes down to Gulf Shores, Alabama. Then we find out Whitmer goes, I report that. They're going to leak that. Then I report this one. Now watch what's coming. Those are hors d'oeuvres, people. That's a little baba ganoush, a little bit of black olives. You know what I mean? Try the tahini. It's a mezzi plate.
Yeah.
Because the lamb is in the oven and it's almost ready. So when I come to you, folks, the big question is, what happened in those nursing homes? How many really died? It's almost ready. It's almost ready. So I want you to remember the reaction you're getting on a very simple one when the real devastating, complicated one comes.
Wow.
Because that's coming.
And it's going to be, this isn't the first things she's lied about. We know about her husband going up and raking leaves, that hilarious joke that he played about getting the boat put in. I mean, there's a lot of misdirection and flat out lies that she has put out there. So I think when it comes to the nursing home, she might want to be a little more open and honest, but I'm led to believe that she's been lying about that too.
What's up, Red? Red makes it in. What's up, brother? Sit down, man. Adolf Manga's on the line.
Comfortable unjustifiably because when Trump was in office, everybody was siding with her, and that was this back and forth. So she was able to incite this, I'm a victim, I'm a woman, I'm being picked on, come and support me. Then people start gassing her up about, being Big Gretch and wearing the Cartiers and all of that crap. And so I think that gave her a false sense of I'm above all this. And that's nowhere near reality right now.
Oh, well, she's been reading her own press releases. The bottom line is she fucked up, and she got to pay the price, a political price. She already got made a lot of enemies. She hasn't done what she said she was going to do. Where's the roads? Fix the damn roads.
Yeah.
Insurance is screwed up. Let's not forget about that. That was something else that was on the table.
And don't forget this. It's coming like July. That auto reform stuff is going to put a lot of injured people on the street. They're going to cut off their benefits. Watch that coming. I've been looking into it. A lot of chatter on that. So Adolf, you there?
He's there.
I'm worried about his health.
Oh, now I'm worried about his health.
All right, he's out. Thanks for that, Adolf, cuz. Did the fucking internet just bag?
You know it. Yeah.
Okay, I quit. Seriously, this is fucked up. Drew, fix this shit. Come on, man. What kind of fucking network is this?
The No Internet Network.
The No Internet News.
No bullshit.
What the fuck is wrong with this house? It's fucking haunting me.
No bullshit. No bullshit.
Oh my, let's just
There he is, the villain, the white man shitting all over my fucking career. I got a Pulitzer Prize. I used to be something. Now I'm stuck in this basement with the shitty internet.
Lower level.
I would never try to watch porno down here.
Red, I want you to do me a favor, brother. As the junior member of the No Bullshit News Hour, I want you to go wrap yourself in some Reynolds wrap and take a hanger and go stand on the fucking roof. Fix it, Drew!
I got a couple metal hangers in the trunk, too.
I want my 3 hours I spent with Comcast 3 days ago back.
Well, I want
Get your money back.
Wait, Red, what are you, like a house call abortionist? When I get some fucking hangers in the trunk?
Hey,
Too bad they're plastic.
I don't know I don't know what generation you from, but when the reception was bad, that's what we got.
Yeah, I used to hit my brother, make him go stand there with the hanger, watching his Three Stooges. Don't move, motherfucker.
Right. Put that left foot back up high.
Okay, we're back. And as promised, some big exclusive half-baked news. It's huge, but it's going all the way around, Karen. You got the call. Where'd you get the call?
From where?
Yeah.
Do I say it?
Yeah.
From some friends in the department.
Police department. Huh. Okay.
Police department.
Who's going to run against Gretchen Whitmer on the Republican side when they don't have anybody? Here's what I'm hearing. Hit it. God damn it! The No Bullshit News Hour has exclusively learned that quite possibly and very probably Detroit Police Chief James Craig will be resigning his seat and running on the Republican ticket for the nomination for the governor of Michigan.
What?
Yep.
Not Hollywood.
Yep.
What?
Yep. You hearing that, Karen?
That's what I heard. I got a call from somebody in the department today. So
in the inner sanctum.
In the inner circle.
Right.
Yes.
Could you imagine that? Now listen, where I got it, this is going around all over the joint. It's kind of quiet. This is what I'm told. Mm-hmm. He wants to announce next week because there's a graduating class of cadets this week and he doesn't want to overshadow it. Sorry, guys.
It's classy.
It really is.
It's the right move.
It's the right move. Could you imagine if James Craig runs?
It's a brilliant pick.
Yes. I think honestly, he would win. I think that the community would embrace him. I think that he would be an ideal candidate. And I think people that may not otherwise think in terms of being on the Republican side would opt for that. I do. I think he would definitely make your sitting governor quite nervous, and your mayor.
To quote him when he first came to Detroit and was cleaning up crime and loading the criminals on the bus, come on, get on the party bus.
Well, yeah, let's look at it like, okay, the guy's run some big departments.
Mm-hmm.
He has a really good relationship with the community of Detroit. He's got a really good relationship with everybody in southeastern Detroit. He's got a fabulous relationship with the press, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a conservative guy, but he's a black guy who's not, right wing. He's what black people are. They're conservative people. They want law and order. He understands white people and brown people and immigrants. He understands all this.
He's got a strong national profile, Charlie. Don't forget about that. I mean, you can frequently see him on Fox News, on CNN, MSNBC. So he already has an elevated profile that would lend support to his candidacy if he decided to do it.
So the math here is he's going to pick votes out of Detroit for real.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Whitmer
100%.
finished third in that last primary to Kandahar and El Sayed.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not. So imagine that. That's a big freaking deal. And he's got experience. Now, I've got my issues with him. You all know that. I keep close track of what's going on. That's for the campaign trail. We'll put him through the paces. But Karen.
Yes.
Can you call him?
I can try.
Okay, there you go. Look at Karen. Got his number right in there.
Only on NBN, we call them direct. We don't wait for no camera interview.
No,
It's actually 3 numbers, so let me try one.
Here, let me.
That's how you know you're important, when you got more than one phone number.
I have more than one phone, Red.
Thank you for proving my point, Karen. You're important.
I'm just looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 8 Chiefs in my phone. That's pretty good. All right, let's see.
That tells you what was going on.
Yeah.
Unless you got all them numbers in a very short time span.
My glasses on here.
That's Charlie getting old. He can't see his own damn phone.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. I'm calling you. Charlie asked me to give you a call. We are on the air now.
He's not on the air, tell him.
Yeah.
You're not on the air, but I'll let him know. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm just following through, sir.
Ask
Call
him.
me.
Ask him.
Okay, bye-bye.
Ask him.
Bye-bye.
Ask him.
He said I'm not going to tell you where he said he was. He said he'll call me back.
Wait, you didn't ask him.
No, he was tied up. He took the call to make sure.
Where's the internet dying out when I need it?
But that's already proof to his leadership skills. Because, Karen normally don't back down that fast. And for him to cut just like that.
It's not backing down. I'm respecting the fact that, a lot of times people answer the phone when they really shouldn't. Because they want to make sure it's not
Thank you, Emily Post. Can you call the guy back and ask him what?
No, I'm not. He said he'd call me when he's done. I have to respect that, Charlie.
No, you pick up the phone. You just go wait, let me teach you all
how to use a phone,
how to be a reporter. It goes like this.
His number, you call him.
Okay, quick question. Are you running for governor? Okay, I'm fucking do it.
Unless you caught him in the middle of a wipe. I don't know.
Are you calling him?
Was it a funeral or something?
I'm not saying. That's not for me to disclose.
Did he tell you?
Yes.
This is no bullshit news. That's totally bullshit.
What are you, Whitmer, hiding things?
He's not gonna pick up this phone.
Here, I'll give you some dialing beats.
Roy alive.
I know, that's all I can think of.
But
you're not picking up, Karen.
Not picking up now.
Well, I mean, she did kind of just tell him you were on the show, so I don't think he would answer you right behind her.
Charlie, this is the thing. Whatever it is, he will give you the courtesy of telling you. He'll respond and he'll be accessible. I respect that. So we heard what we heard.
I didn't hear anything.
I can only imagine that until he makes an official announcement, he remains committed to being chief.
Oh, just Karen, would you stop writing his words for him? Jesus. Hey, Gretch, are you listening to the professional over here? This is how you do it. Listen, you snot noses. This is how you do it.
This is how you do it. I'm not 12. I know how it's done.
Well, you don't do it for him. You're with us. Karen's wearing many hats.
Wait a minute. If he runs for governor, let me give that some thought.
So is this a pre-audition on them speeches to write and that campaign stuff? That's what this is, Karen?
Writer. Come on, Red.
Karen doesn't want that job. Karen's already done that. She wants like a contract.
Okay.
Get into government, get a contract.
You know what? Maybe I should be lieutenant governor. Let's think about that.
It's funny you say
I wonder
that.
It's
funny you say that.
Maybe I need to call him back sooner.
It's funny you say that when you're talking about lieutenant governor. Now listen to what else is going around the transom. Candace Miller.
Okay.
Who in February before Margaritaville Gate was dead even with Whitmer herself.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, Candace Miller is the former Secretary of State, a Republican, at a time when we're talking about election laws and how to make sense of this. Good pick.
She cleaned up a mess in Macomb County with that drain.
She ran out the mob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in
big
Macomb
time.
County.
That's not an overstatement. Yeah.
No, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle, she was a really well-regarded congresswoman. Homeland Security Committee, right? Mm-hmm. She's self-made, doesn't have a college degree. I'm told she feels funny about it, but I'm like, that's who we are. We love that.
Yeah.
Self-made woman.
Right.
That's what we like to think we are. That's what we want to be. That's pretty good.
Not from the regular machine.
Right. And now dig this. She's got a little problem with the Florida trips herself. Ready for this?
Yeah.
She and her husband used to fly down in their jet.
Ooh. Well, at least they have a jet.
A little kit that he built in the garage. After he got home from Vietnam as a fighter pilot.
Wow. Well, there's some juxtaposition with the current governor.
Now those are almost mirror images, you know, when you're looking at race and gender.
Of what we have, yeah.
And that's a very accomplished ticket. And not to take away from Gilchrist and Whitmer, they've been through a lot. A lot. You know, I mean, that with no experience whatsoever, they got a world of it now. That is a good ticket, a good matchup all the way around for the people of Michigan to decide which direction you want to go.
Yeah, that's he would be a very, very strong pick. Politically, my first thought is, why would he want to do it? Are you surprised that he would want to do it? I mean, you know him. Karen, you know him. Are you surprised that he would want to run for governor?
I don't know. And again, we're speculating because we're hearing it. He has not officially said that this is what he is going to do.
Way to go.
But certainly, listen, you know, you've got people that have proven leadership skills in other areas that want to be able to apply those to a different, you know, especially where it impacts the area of their expertise. So, you know, if you're head of state or head of a city, you're able to direct resources and, you know, realign things so that we can have a safer state. I think it's doable. I really think it's doable.
Well, and personally, you know, why would you do it? Because your life, you've been a mover and shaker. That's where you are. That's what you do.
Right. See a problem, try to fix it.
And there's a little bit of megalomania in any conspicuous chair that you see, right? But they're all built to do that. It's a natural thing when you're the chief of the Detroit fucking police. That's a heavy ass job.
Well, how long do you want to be the chief chief of police in Detroit?
And the guy could retire. He's got pensions.
And especially because you're not given the support and the resources to your department and your officers to even be effective. This is where Charlie and I venture off sometimes because Charlie says, you know, it all falls in the chief's lap, but ideally it falls in the mayor's lap for not directing resources to the department.
You're a lie and mischaracterize me. It's a lie.
I'm going to ask you, Karen, what do you think Mayor Duggan is going to feel about this if he gets it?
If this is true, he would be and should be shaking in his boots. Let me say that.
Can you elaborate? That's interesting.
Yeah, why?
I mean, well, rightfully so. First of all, if in fact, and I'm saying this is if the chief were to run on the Republican ticket, you now have a chief of police and a deputy mayor for a Democratic mayor who would come out as a Republican. What happened there? Two, the governor is in charge of the state, so now becomes a superior to the mayor. I'd just like to see that happen for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. I would too. That'd be very interesting.
On the positive end of it, and again, like I said, this is breaking half-baked news, but it is really serious. It's really being discussed. Our phones are blowing up, and we've been up at night discussing it. So we'll let it. It may not be so, but it's being considered. That's fact. That's news. Absolutely. Okay, so that's clear.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But on the positive end, Karen, the mayor and if Craig was to say be governor, right? Just to imagine it, they have a working relationship. You remember when Whitmer was running, Duggan tried to take her out, didn't want her in there. So it's a marriage of convenience, but there's not a lot of love going on in Michigan.
You know what? I remember way back. This may have not started out as a congenial working relationship. I mean, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that took place early on that would have changed this outcome. Let me say that. I know you don't like when I talk like that, but that's okay.
Well, Mark's going.
Well, I'm thinking there's a little bit of politics in being the chief of police. Is it the same? Is it worse? Is it different when you're a governor? Because there's a machine behind all that too. Is there a machine behind the politics the chief of police has to play now?
Let me do it this way.
As the position?
This. Let me do it this way. When you're the governor, right? You have sub-governors, right? You have the sub-governor of roads, the sub-governor of health, the sub-governor of water. They actually run the shit.
Kind of like a cabinet?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And they run the one-paper executive summary up to you. And you make a call. Mm-hmm. Chief of police? Oh, dude, every racist, every narco guy stealing shit, every bad shooting, everything you have to live.
Yeah.
There is no
shield.
Yeah, there's no hiding there. There's no answering questions. There's none of this. Play the governor when asked by a reporter, point blank.
Finally asked by a reporter.
Talk to me about the airplane. Here's what she did. This won't work.
Listen, I've said everything I'm going to say about my trip to go check on my father. It was a quick trip. It was an important family reason for doing it, and I've got nothing to add. We don't discuss my travel. I have received an incredible number of death threats over the last year and a half. There are a lot of reasons that we don't discuss how I travel and when I travel, and that's all I'm going to say at this point. I've told you I've said everything I'm going to say on that right now.
That's not the question. The question isn't about, like Karen pointed out earlier, the question isn't about your future travel or how you travel. The question is about this one trip.
Mark,
why you fucking lied about it.
And even her saying that her safety was her concern when she took the trip, so she didn't disclose it then. Okay, let's say that's a legitimate reason. The trip is over.
It's over.
You're now back. So I didn't disclose my departure or the method by which I went to Florida for safety concerns. However, I did travel this way under these circumstances for this length of time, and now I'm back. And how was it paid for? And it is a question because taxpayers are you know the story. We need to know.
Well, she's worried about the guy who built the homemade DeLorean in his garage. That's who she's worried about. She's scared he might be able to go back in time and catch her at the airport getting on the private jet and take her out, since she had
Terminator.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing.
Right.
Keep digging, Whitmer, because that hole's getting bigger and bigger.
Because here's the thing. How about this? I'll make you a deal, madam. I already know the flight number. I know when you lifted off. I reported it when you touched down. You can Google your dad's address in Florida. I'm not even going to ask you about that. Who made the call for you for the airplane? Can I see a copy of the check? Did you stay at your dad's? Why didn't you call the police? She's telling the truth. She did get a lot of death threats, and it's bullshit.
Yep, yeah.
It's you might not agree with her, but you treat her with some respect, people. Stop. By the way, I'm going to do it again. I'm not down with you saying she's a liar. She's a killer, grandma killer. She killed tens of thousands. I just, I get up in the morning and I don't want to see it. I don't. Keep your head about you. Facts and only facts, right? I don't want Whitler.
Oh, Whitler.
Right.
Yeah.
It's childish.
Other things, though, Charlie, let's remember, and Patty just reminded us this, that she still can't be FOIA'd. Remember that. And she ran on transparency. Sure. Remember that.
Sunshine laws. All the way down to the Sunshine State. That's what she ran.
That only applies for everybody under her. That's what y'all didn't read the small print. The transparency is for everybody under her.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
All right. So that's what we have. We're on it. Good luck, media out there.
She's done talking about it.
I know his phone's ringing up now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's like I told you, that's what we're working on. That's what we know. That's what we hear. We put in the call. Karen didn't ask the question.
Where was she at when they asked her that? The construction site? Because she sure looked like she was about to go operate a forklift or something. I don't know.
Who, Jimmy?
No. Whitmer, when he was asking her the questions, looked like she was about to go clock in and move some steel or something. I don't.
Ridiculous.
I'm sure it's some photo op.
Okay, listen. Can we get Fishman on the line?
I will get him on. Yeah.
See if we can do that.
Only if you tell me about ADR.
Oh, you want to hear about ADR?
I would love to hear about
ADR Consultants?
Yes, please. I know they're honest and ethical, but what else can you tell me about?
They can get the job done on time and get it done right. Right?
That'll work.
Listen, call 248-318-9424. Barry Ellentuck for a consultation. Get your shit fixed. Okay, but here's the thing. I'm going to tell you real quick about Barry. Look, people, Barry does construction, procurement, IT, gets the business going, works for the city. Things are bottled up. That's what he does. But he's part of the community. So the community's calling Barry. Man, I bought a $200,000 house from the land bank and they're fucking me. What do I fucking do? She says, I'll pay you on installments. And Barry's like, let me know what it is. And I'm going to do a pro bono. He just, because he's part of the community. So don't call Barry up for like pro bono shit, but that's the kind of guy he is. Another guy calls him up. Can't negotiate the unemployment.
Who can nowadays?
Exactly. So they're like, I heard Ellentuck will fix shit, right? So Ellentuck's like, look, I'll make a call, send me your stuff, and keep your money. He goes, I'd rather fucking pay you than those fucking assholes. So that's Barry Ellentuck. He's of the community, for the community, and in the community.
Hey, Barry, come over here and fix the internet.
Oh!
I'm calling Barry Ellentuck for that one.
Drew, call him for a free consultation, 248-318-9424. Get me the fuck out of here. Okay, no Fishman? No. That's okay. Try him one more time. I will. It's okay. Right now, try him. And then
everything is okay, Charlie.
Oh, yeah, exactly, man.
2022.0. Everything is okay.
Shit.
Blame it on the COVID.
Oh, show's fucked up.
Just blame it on the COVID.
We had 2 shows today. So we're trying to get Steve Fishman, the noted defense attorney, right? Detroit City Councilman Gabe Leland pled guilty this week to accepting $7,500 in cash as well as car repairs from Bob Carmack, the oddball.
Yeah.
And allowed to stay on council for an entire year. And I saw him on a Zoom yesterday.
2 years, right? 2 years.
That's crazy. And was the deciding vote for the $250 million in neighborhood revitalization funds.
So the misconduct, he pled guilty to misconduct in office. It's a felony, but Leland will serve no prison time. And his 2018 indictment on federal bribery charges, he was indicted by the feds for bribery, that'll be dismissed. That's a pretty good lawyer.
Is it?
Yeah. So first of all, what I would ask Steve, and if he's not there, that's fine, man. He's there?
I am here.
Thanks for doing it the other day.
I'm excited to be here.
I called him up. He goes, Fishman. I go, LeDuff. He goes, what do you want?
Exactly. That's what I say to everybody. Don't feel bad. I say it to guys I grew up with. So
I think people say it to you too, Charlie.
What's going on?
So listen, man, we're talking about Gabe Leland here, and it's not often that you get indicted on federal bribery charges and they get dismissed and you get a misconduct in office and no prison time.
You're right. That's pretty good. It doesn't happen often. That's true. In fact, it's never happened before in my 48-year career.
So was it the case was so flimsy, or is Gabe cooperating in other cases with the federal authorities?
The case was that flimsy. There's absolutely nothing to cooperate about, nor is he cooperating with any authorities. The feds recognized, and I give him credit for recognizing, that what I had said from the beginning of the case, which is that it was a state court misconduct in office case. There was no bribery. There wasn't anything to bribe him about. The property's already been sold by the time that the contribution was given to him in cash. And one thing that nobody's mentioned other than me, no one, including the feds, ever claimed that one penny of it went in Gabe's pocket. All of it went into the streets. You guys are familiar with how you have to raise money for the streets to, take people to the polls and things like that. Everybody agreed that that's what happened. He didn't get a penny himself.
You mean walking around cash for people that are going to help you with your campaign?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it. I don't know what. It's probably not legal, but I think everyone does it in big cities. Somebody drives. They're driving older people to the. This is what I hear. I mean,
that's true. No, this is really good for the audience because this is real life.
Yeah, they drive people to the polls. It's legal. I mean, you're not supposed to get paid for it, but it's certainly legal to take people to the polls. Although the Republicans don't even want you to give them water anymore when they're standing in line. But all the money was spent, on the election. And quite frankly, there really was no bribery case at all. And this plea agreement recognized it. He did what he pled to. He said it right on the tape. I can't take cash. It's fucking illegal. I think he said something like that. So, everybody's making this big stink like it. Well, not everybody, but some people are trying to suggest it had to do with race. That's a joke, obviously. It had nothing to do with anything other than the evidence in the case and the evidence for a federal charge. It probably shouldn't have been brought in the first place. They delayed quite some time before they brought it. In fact, I had kind of forgotten about the case. And then all of a sudden they said, hey, we got an indictment. And you could go back, Charlie. You know me, I don't talk to the media when a case is pending other than, they'll give you a funny line about what Gladys Knight said. And I heard it through the grapevine. I don't stand there and talk about the case. But in this case, you can go back on the TV. We came out of court and I stood there as long as they wanted to ask me stuff. And then they, some of these guys from TV said afterward, God, this must be a lousy case. I said, why you say that? They said, because you're talking to us. I said, well, you're probably right about that. You got to give the feds credit though. They charged it. And then as it fell apart, and Carmack got in more trouble, and more trouble. And now he's charged with 3 or 4 felonies. You got to give him credit for recognizing, hey, maybe for once Fishman was right. And we can resolve it another way. And it's perfectly fair.
Is it? Yeah. If I can ask, you brought it up.
Sure.
Is it about race? Because here's the white guy on council, and he's taking cash, and he's on a wire, and he's not getting a day.
I'm telling you, I can. Of course, it's not about race. It's absolutely not about race. Well, they're going to let the Jew go and make the brother go to jail. I mean, come on, don't be ridiculous. It's about evidence. You can't go to federal court. The government. I represented Ben Johnson. Remember in the Figer Johnson case, they wound out with egg on their face. We represented those cops 10, 12 years ago. 104 counts of not guilty. They indicted Marlinga. He's found not guilty. The feds don't like that, and I don't blame them for not liking it because they look bad. If you're going to indict a sitting council person, or you're going to indict a prosecutor from Macomb County, or you're going to indict a bunch of police officers, or you're going to indict a guy like Figer and Ben Johnson, you better have evidence to convict him. Otherwise, you look lousy, and that's what would have happened here. I mean, you never know what a jury's going to do, but I am telling you, you guys haven't heard all the tapes. You have to have context, and context is a word that gets lost sometimes when everybody's talking to the press. If the context of the case, if you listen to the totality of it, it's just two assholes talking to each other, kind of each one conning the other one. Yeah, I'll help you. Or, yeah, here's some money. No, I can't give you a check. I have to give you cash. You can't give me fucking cash. I mean, it sounds like nothing. And you got to remember also.
Yeah, don't forget the extra large guacamole.
Yeah, and not to mention they're in a titty bar one time talking. I mean, it really is a fantastic scenario, right? The feds send a guy who's supposed to be working for them, and they wind up sitting in a titty bar eating guacamole and talking. I mean, come on, and keep in mind, Charlie, you're not talking about a case where you got an idiot for a defense lawyer. I'm not saying I'm the greatest lawyer in the world.
You are one of them.
But you give me street stuff to work with, and I kind of know a little bit about the streets, and it just would have looked terrible. I really would have. They did the right thing.
I remember one time he was defending the kingpin of cocaine, right? And he goes, Steve sitting there, he says to the judge and the jury, he goes, look, he could have sold truckloads of cocaine. He maybe he did. I don't know. Did you? Truckloads of cocaine?
No,
that's got nothing to do with the case. He didn't murder the guy.
Oh, about murder? No, you're when you were about 8 years old, there was a guy who was a kingpin. He's now long since dead. and they charged him with like 3 grams. You know, the cops planted it on him because they wanted to get him. And literally, that was part of my argument to the jury. I kind of had to concede he was a big shot drug dealer. And I said, do you think he's driving around with an 8-ball of cocaine? I mean, come on. And the jury, literally, they were out 15 minutes. Honestly, yeah, they came back. And it's not like they didn't know who he was. I mean, everybody in the city knew who he was. I'm not saying every juror did, but it was a recorder's court jury in those days. So you had city people, and they knew damn well if this guy is what everybody claimed he was, what's he doing with an 8-ball? You know?
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, my point is that there's really nothing, there's nothing to look for other than you look at the strength of the case. It has nothing to do with race or ethnicity or whether the guy's purple with yellow stripes. It made no difference. He could have been a SEAL, you know, or whatever he was. It's just that the case wasn't strong enough to proceed. And the resolution, you got to remember, he pled to what he did. I mean, give him some credit. He did it. And he acknowledged it.
He
You know
did,
what I mean?
and I give him credit for that, but he did
You
it.
know.
And it's like, you got to go. And I don't know why he was hanging around for 2 years making decisive.
I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. It had nothing to do with him. He was able to stay there because nobody, and I guess the council, I don't know how it works. I'm not a politician. Nobody insisted he resign, or maybe there's no provision for him resigning.
There is a provision. You're right. They were spying.
Well, whatever it was, they should have done something if that was the case. And then the reason it was delayed for so long was, number one, the Fed case was pending, and then we made the deal, and then COVID came, and we couldn't get in court. I mean, we've been ready to do this deal from, I'm not going to say March, but it was pretty close, and we just couldn't get to court. And then the paperwork, you know, then Kim disqualified the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. So now they had to give it to the Monroe people, and it was basically up to me to get the thing rolling. And it wasn't simple. It really wasn't simple because this COVID has really screwed up the court system. You know, there's no nefarious stuff, is what I'm trying to say. Everybody's looking, maybe Fishman.
Well, let me ask you this: being a citizen of Detroit, are you basically saying the only reason he stayed there is because the city council and the ethics committee didn't do their job? Nobody came forward and said, hey, you got these indictments and charges pending. We think you should stand down.
I think I'm kind of saying that, but keep in mind I don't know the rules there. You know, I'm just a, poor boy lawyer from Mumford, you know. I don't know what the rules are. I just know when I saw comparisons to other people, I happen to have represented 2 of the other people that they were writing about or talking about. I don't know what they did. If they have a provision like that, that was on the council to do it.
Sure was.
It really was. And the provision must exist.
But Steve, you say you don't know, but you would have found out if those things did not line up in favor of your client or your case. Am I correct?
It depends what you're talking. You're talking about him getting dismissed from the council earlier? Or
whatever. You said you don't know what the rules are relative to counsel and how, if in fact somebody is, you said you don't know, but if those things were not in your favor or in Leland's favor, you would have found those rules out. You would have you would have done your due diligence to find them out if they were not in your favor.
Right. But the point I'm saying is that I'm just a criminal lawyer. There was nothing I could have done about it. If they came out and said, hey, there's rule number 603.1, you got to step down. And he asked me what to do. I tell him, you got to fucking step down. What else can you do? That's the rule.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep your ass out of prison, dude. Fuck the city council.
Which he understood entirely. No, he never expected me to do. He hired me. Look, his dad and I went to high school together. That's how far back I go with the family.
Did his dad ever eat off of your plate?
No, we weren't that kind of crazy. Okay. I was playing basketball. He was, out there getting ready to be a politician. But no, we weren't. We didn't grow up in the same neighborhood. We just went to Mumford together. And then, of course, everybody from Mumford in our group, everybody knows each other. The brothers and the Jews. That's what we had. And so we were all, not that we grew up and went to Bagley together in Hampton, but I knew him. And then so when I met Gabe before he was a councilman, he introduced me to his son at some outing, somebody's birthday party that we both had relatives or something like that. But the point I'm saying is that Gabe never asked me to do anything other than what my job is, which is to represent him in the criminal case.
Keep my ass out of prison.
But he never asked me to interfere, with something with the council or with his position. I wouldn't have done it if he asked me, but he never asked me that. They should have, if they needed to get rid of him earlier, that was on them or whoever it is that's in charge of those rules. Certainly it's not on me. I'm representing him in a criminal case.
Let me ask you this last question, because this is beautiful. By the way, I believe you are the last white dude out of Detroit to be an all-state basketball player. Is that correct?
No. I think that what they claim is I'm the last white guy to make All-City. No, there's.
You're the last white guy to make All-City.
Well,
and he plays a mean Casio.
Yeah. Look, I'm going next week. My wife and I are going because my college teammate Tamjanovich, who you can't say it's Detroit because it's Hamtramck, but it's really Detroit. That's the greatest player, the greatest white player ever in the history of the city of Detroit is Rudy Tamjanovich, which is why he's going in the Basketball Hall of Fame next week.
Rudy Tomjanovich. Okay, yes. Last one, brother.
Yeah.
Compare for me, if you will, if you're willing to.
Sure.
Gabe takes $7,500 and he uses it for political purposes.
Yep.
The governor of Michigan takes a $40,000 jet and doesn't tell anybody. Is that an issue?
Look, that's politics to me. There's nothing criminal about that. I mean, this is for all you. It's good talking points for all you guys who are involved. And this is the kind of stuff you have. Your radio shows and, the media people like to talk about. I don't even have an opinion on it. I think it was dumb, personally. Or if I was going to do it, the way I always look at it, Charlie, is the same on anything else. Before you do something, you should always think, if people find out about this, how will it look? And it doesn't have to be a politician. It could be anybody, right? If I walk down the street with my pants down and somebody, and I'm just Steve Fishman, and someone tells my wife and my kids, is that going to look good? And if it's not going to look good, I'm kind of saying, I'm going to pull these drawers up because I'm not walking like that. I mean, that's how I would analyze with this stuff with Gretchen. I don't have any opinion.
Okay, so in sum total, one of the most prominent defense attorneys in America has this advice for the governor.
Yeah.
Don't walk around with your pants around.
Keep your drawers up. That's the way we would have said it at Mumford.
All right.
I don't know.
Steve, thanks, man. I really do appreciate you jumping on for a quick minute.
Okay. All right. You guys have a good weekend.
All right. You too, brother.
Bye.
So he said he didn't have an opinion, but he said it was dumb. So that is an opinion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He looks bad.
He's a lawyer.
Okay.
And you know what? He thinks what we all think. It's all like this now. You expect it in politics, and you know it's wrong.
Well, yeah, and there's things about rules and laws, but there's ethical things too.
Oh,
I mean,
but he's a lawyer. He's a good lawyer. Sure. Race doesn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, it does. It has something to do with everything, but it's fine. He did his job. Whatever.
I'll let that hang. What do you think out there? Go ahead
and Hamtramck is not Detroit.
Share. Right, Red?
All day long.
Dave,
share.
Red, being a Detroiter.
All day.
Wait for my signal, please. Yes. We decided to send Red to Gabe Leland's house, which nobody over the years bothered to figure out that it's actually
Redford.
So the Detroit city councilman who's on trial for bribery or for misconduct in office
lives in Redford.
Lives in Redford.
Living in the city.
That's crazy.
And this segment is brought to you by, speaking of houses, Hall Financial. How about that? Huh? That was a segue. Wow. But listen here now, if you feel good about your interest rates, because it's near, if it's in the threes, you feeling good?
Mm-hmm.
They're at the all-time low. They're at or near the historic all-time low. If they're not down in there, if you need a little extra cash, you want to redo the kitchen, right? You can save a couple of months just by refinancing. You go to Hall Financial because rates are at historic lows. Don't wait for all the phony money coming out of Washington to start driving it up. I'm telling you, right now's the time to act. Hall Financial's fast and they do all the heavy lifting for you. So go to davidhallmortgage.com or call 248-308-5000. That's NMLS number 1467435 and equal housing lender, which we like. I don't think you can lend without being equal housing, can you?
Maybe the guy in the van could. Not a legitimate organization.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. Okay, so anyway, Red, go ahead, quickly set it up, bro.
Well, we decided to go see if we could talk to Mr. Leland himself, but he was not at home. House looked shaded and drawn. I think now he's down in Florida. And after not getting a knock on the door, I went and asked the neighbors, hey, is he here? Do you see him?
Does he actually live there? Or is this a dummy address? Do we got the wrong place?
They actually.
Roll it.
Yeah. So now we're next door at one of Mr. Leland's houses, and we're going to ask them if they actually see Mr. Leland. Does he come in, or do they see him coming and going?
Numbers are broken.
What we all looking for?
Hey, how you doing? I just wondered if I could just speak to one of the neighbors. I'm from NBN News with Charlie LeDuff. And I wanted to ask y'all, do y'all know the former city councilman, Mr. Gabe Leland?
They talking about Mr. Gabe Leland.
Just want to ask a couple.
We don't want nothing bad to say.
No, I don't want nothing bad, but I want to just ask, do y'all see him come and go on the regular? Is he a regular resident?
Yes, he is.
So he do actually reside over there?
Yes, he does.
Okay, well, that's all we want to do. I don't want you to see like, we ain't got nothing bad to say.
No.
Well, we do appreciate you giving us that answer, nothing else. And I'm Detroit Red, MBN News. With Charlie LeDuff, you can catch us everywhere around on the podcast.
Yeah, I advertise. Gotta sell.
Important.
Tell us, share.
Thank you.
Well,
That is classic.
oh, Red, ba-boom, bing, ba-ba-da, boo.
Thank you. I try my best. My cameraman's actually still sitting in the car waiting for this whole thing to be over with.
Fucking bring me down here. Wait a minute.
He was nervous as hell. I told him, we're about to do a run-up. He's like, a run-up? What is that?
It's called a door knock.
Run-up, door knock.
No. Listen.
It's called
a door knock because you know what? You don't want to be the kind of reporter that's running up. You're going up there and you're knocking on the door like a man.
You're right.
Yeah.
In the hood, it's called something else, but I'm not going to say what it is.
I'm sorry, Karen. You know, they still getting me professional here.
That's exactly
right.
An
excellent job, Red. That was a classic exchange. You are doing an excellent job.
And I want to let people know, because they kind of answered the door like we all do in Detroit, that was actually Refford.
Yep.
They didn't even open the door. They just opened the screen. Hey.
Now, look, the law is very specific here. You got to live in the city. You got to live in your district. You say you're representing. Now, Red, what you did there, brother, and I'm very proud of the development here. A comedian. You're a fantastic Uber driver. You know, but you're doing all kinds of stuff. You do your stuff from the car. Follow Detroit. What's your Facebook?
A comedian Detroit Red everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
And now is this the third part, which informs himself in his comedy, because he's actually out there in the streets doing stuff. What you accomplished right there, brother, was classic local television. Hey, man, how you doing? You don't live up here. Yeah, what are you doing here washing a car? You know, that house you said you got over there got the really tall grass. It's classic television reportage that nobody did, that you got, and you didn't have to go on forever and ever and ever. That was fucking dynamite.
No one does door knocks anymore. You never see them.
It's like Detroit gets faked out so much with its representatives. Like you just caught the guy. Fake. Fucking rat.
Good job, Ray.
And I want to kick this out here just to whoever supposed to be watching all this shit in Detroit. How did this go on so long?
Great question.
I mean, really, this was actually a matter of public record. Just throw that out there. So it's not like it was hid, concealed, and couldn't be seen. Then he did this little bit, got no time. Shit, you get more time for selling a dime bag of weed in Detroit than you do committing, misconduct, as they want to call it.
That's fucking true, too.
Yep.
That is, you do.
Yeah, you know, the stigma with these politicians of do the crime, do the time, that's bullshit. Nobody's doing time. Except my weed man, which I wish y'all let him out because I don't have no goddamn weed.
He needs to hire fishmen.
And let's be honest about that. It ain't the weed man. There ain't one motherfucker doing a day for weed. It's the coke dude.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that guy, so I have to go with my weed man.
You'll be doing door knocks all day.
All right, Karen. Karen, gonna give you the last word today.
Charlie, first of all, I want to just thank you and Red for just doing the homework, for doing the due diligence and bringing people factual information, not telling them what to think, just encouraging them to do so. I'm going to encourage everybody, pay attention, listen, and hold people that you place in these offices accountable, and be receptive to a new name, a new voice, and a new vision. This is no bullshit news. Hey, I cursed. Yes! And I'm enjoying this, and I appreciate it, Charlie. Mark, you guys are great, and let's just keep growing.
Did you enjoy the cursing, or are you talking about the whole show? Because that cursing for the first time can really be invigorating.
I got tingly down there.
In your basement or your lower level?
Oh, she's hot and a bad. Bad girl.
I don't know what to say anymore.
And before we go, can you just show us real quickly again Karen's sunroom? If it didn't die, fuck it. I don't even want to.
You're asking.
I don't even want to take a chance of the goddamn internet going down again.
I do want to say this, Karen. I seen you guys on Let It Rip last night, and I'm starting to see what the hell Charlie's talking about. the Let It Rip sets be the fucking most awesome. And then we get on the show, and I just see you here in the home office, like
in the corner with the dead flowers.
And they're plastic. That's the bad part.
Look at that nice house, Red.
If you're listening, look at that. She's wearing velour and stuff.
That's not velour, Charlie. But you know what, Red and Mark, I'm going to tell you this, Joey, while you're listening, I'm trying to talk Charlie into doing one of the shows from the back deck by the pond when the weather breaks. So we're going to do that.
Oh, wow.
Let's do it.
Like The View. And I'll wear pantyhose. I swear to God.
I think your internet is slightly better than it is here.
You know why I'll wear
It's the best.
pantyhose? Because I like wearing pantyhose. I love the support. Spanx, but no Spanx.
Yeah, boss, I'll let you do that one on your own.
I'm not enough of a man. Look, I didn't even shower today. You know why? I didn't want to look at my COVID self. I was like, I might want to do a push-up. Fuck doing push-ups. I'm old now.
Don't feel bad. I ain't seen my toes since January 2020.
So I'm going to get you some mirrors for your shoes so
Yeah.
you can find it and hit the toilet bowl.
Kind of hard to look over that hump of a stomach and see the toes.
Yeah, Red just flops the fucking stomach onto the rim and hopes he hits it. Something's happening down there.
I got pretty good aim.
All right, that's it. Remember, like, if you can't love each other, try to respect one another. See y'all next week. Love y'all.
All right. Love you guys. Thanks.
All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn.
I'm so lonesome I could die.
So
kiss me and smile to me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. I'm leaving everybody on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go.
There's so many times I've let you
down. So many times I've played around. I tell you now, don't
mean a thing.
Every place I go, I'll think of you. Every song I sing, I'll sing for you. When I come back, I'll bring your wedding ring.
So kiss me and smile to me. Tell me that you wait for me. Hold me like you never let me go. Leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go.
Now the time has come to leave you one more time. Let me kiss you, then close your eyes and I'll be on my way. Dream about the days to come when I won't have to leave alone. About the times I won't have to say. Kiss me and smile to me. Tell me that you wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go.
That's why I tell jokes.
Go ahead. Good night.